Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today, I'm just going to talk about Sega should rejoin the console wars. Now, I know what you're saying, or thinking, oh, they're going to rejoin the console wars, but they're not going to be popular. No one's going to buy their console. Of course, no one's going to buy their console straight away. I mean, look at, like, Nintendo. Some of their highest selling consoles are their later consoles. They never sold a bunch when they first started. Like, the consoles that start out later are harder to sell. And that's just a fact. The original Xbox was harder to sell because it came out a bit after the PS2, when after the PS1 release, so it was more popular. However, once you got 360 and PS3, Xbox was able to release earlier and actually became as popular. I mean, now Xbox is like doing terribly on all markets, so it is what it is. But yeah, Sega should rejoin the console wars because it's not a bad idea. They have more of a staying power now than they did back when they got rid of their consoles. Like, if you look at some series, I'll put a list of the series up on screen. But you got Yakuza, Persona, Sonic, you got Crazy Taxi, you got the, what's it called, Jet Set Radio. And those games are all, some of those games are getting remakes, other games are getting new games in the series. And it's not like they aren't popular. Persona 3 Reloaded, like, sold, I think, 1 billion in a few weeks. 1 million, not billion. I don't know if I said billion. But, like, they have power. This is a Coke my dad bought. It's like Coke spiced. It's pretty alright. It's kind of like fruity. I'm pretty sure it's actually less calories than normal Coke, too. Which is kind of crazy. But, yeah. I think Sega should just rejoin console wars. Because if they made a console, I would buy it. I'm gonna be honest. I would buy a Sega console. Because if I had to buy a console to play Persona, Yakuza, Bayonetta, or any game, I would do it. Because why? I'm a Persona fan. I like Yakuza. I like Sonic. I like Streets of Rage. Not to mention, now, Sonic the Hedgehog is extremely popular compared to back then. I mean, he was still popular, but I think everyone under the age of like 40 knows who Sonic the Hedgehog is. I've talked to everyone at my school. You can probably ask all of them, do you know who Mario is? They'll say yes. Do you know who Sonic is? Yes. Because unironically, Sonic is extremely popular now. And it's thanks to the movies, they had the shows, the games, and it also helps that my generation, like Gen Z, grew up with Sonic. And I know Gen Alpha is too. Because my little cousin, she knows, I have a friend, his little brother is obsessed with Sonic. Like, Sonic has way more staying power than it ever did before. And it's obvious that people are excited for Sonic games again. Like, look at people going crazy over Sonic X Shadow Generations. Why? Because Sega in the recent years has shown it can make good Sonic games. Like, they hit a rough patch, I'm not gonna lie. Forces, not good. Like, at all. But, if you look around that, Mania, amazing. Everyone loves Mania. You have Frontiers. It was alright. It wasn't the best Sonic game, but it wasn't terrible. You have the Origin Plus collections. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was still pretty cool collections. And even then, if you look back, people remember some older Sonic games more fondly. Like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Black Knight were hated when they came out. But now people like them. Like, they actually like them. So, they have way more staying power, Sonic and stuff. Like, imagine how many people would buy a Sonic CD remake. I would be first in line. It's my favorite Sonic game. And it helps that they are not, like, strangers to putting other games or making other games. Because, I mean, they also have Phantasy Star. If you don't know what that is, it's a pretty big MMORPG. But they've made other things. Like, Football Manager. They just made Football Manager 2023. Well, I guess not just now, but still, it's pretty big. Soul Hackers. They own Angry Birds. They can do something like that if they want to. They've made Bleach games. They've made Godzilla games. They've made Fist or Star games. Those are all anime, but they've also made Justice League games, Jurassic Park games. They've made NBA, MLB games. They've made NFL, Power Rangers, Yu Yu Hakusho, Transformers, and they've also made Spider-Man and Star Wars games. Like, I mean, yeah, they aren't recent. They're like older, like the 2000s. But we're also right now, I feel like at a point when a game comes out and it's kind of like an older style game, people like it because it kind of reminds them of the past. Like I have a 64 and stuff. I love playing it. I mean, sure, I'm not like sitting there raging all day. I have other games I want to play because, the newer games I haven't finished. But I would totally like play an old, not an old style, but like imagine them bringing back, I don't know, Super Star Wars. They do a remake with like some not even update graphics, but like I guess update graphics, but like they go to like however many pixels you can, like high pixels. It looks really good. Everyone would love to play a game like that, I feel now, because it's just people are more loving of older games now than they are of new games. I mean, there's exceptions. Elden Ring, Resident Evil 4, the remake. Like, there are games that come out now and people love, but they don't have the remembrance that games of the past will. And Sega has obviously shown that it can make some pretty good games, like, especially now. And they even have, like, a Yakuza show coming out, and that can boost sales a lot of Yakuza. And I want to say, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna lie. It was gonna be something, but yeah, Sega just needs to get back into console wars. Just they need to. Might not be a first console back success, but maybe after like two, maybe three, they can be extremely successful again because they have a standing power, and they should honestly stand on it. Even if they're not big, they can just do what like PlayStation stuff does. Have other third-party games on it. It's not like a stranger. There are shared games between consoles. And yeah, that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. Relax the notification bell. And a Sega console would be better than a Switch. Bye bye.